birth certificate, an electronic medical record, and a health savings account, to which money can be contributed pre-tax from the time you're born to the time you die. When you die, you can pass it on to your family members so that when you're 85 years old and you got 6 diseases, you're not trying to spend up everything. You're happy to pass it on, and there's nobody talking about death panels. That's number one. And also, for the people who are indigent, who don't have any money, we can make contributions to their HSA each month because we already have this huge pot of money. Instead of sending it to some bureaucracy, let's put it in their HSAs. Now they have some control over their own health care. And what do you think they're going to do? They're going to learn very quickly how to be responsible. When Mr. Jones gets that diabetic foot ulcer, he's not going to the emergency room and blowing a big chunk of it. He's going to go to the clinic. He learns that very quickly. Gets the same treatment. In the emergency room, they send him out. In the clinic, they say, now let's get your diabetes under control so you're not back here in 3 weeks with another problem. That's how we begin to solve these kinds of problems. It's much more complex than that, and I don't have time to go into it all. But we can do all of these things because we're smart people. And let me just begin to close here by another parable. Sea captain, and he's out on the sea near the area where the Titanic went down. And they look ahead and there's a bright light right there. Another ship, he figures, and he tells his signaler, signal that ship, deviate 10 degrees to the south. Back comes the message, no, you deviate 10 degrees to the north. Well, he's a little bit incensed, He says, send a message. This is Captain Johnson. Deviate 10 degrees to the north. Back comes the message. This is Ensign 4th Class Riley. Deviate 10 degrees to the south. Now he's really upset. He says, send him a message. This is a naval destroyer. Back comes the message. This is a lighthouse. Enough said. Now, what about the symbol of our nation? The eagle. The bald eagle. It's an interesting story how we chose that. But a lot of people think we call it the bald eagle because it looks like it has a bald head. That's not the reason. It comes from the Old English word piebald, which means crowned with white. And we just shorten it to bald. Now use that the next time you see somebody who thinks they know everything. You get them on that one. But why is that eagle able to fly high forward? Because it has 2 wings. A left wing and a right wing. Enough said. And I want to close with this story. 200 years ago, this nation was involved in a war. The War of 1812. The British, who are now our good friends, thought that we were young whippersnappers. It was time for us to become a colony again. They were winning that war, marching up the eastern seaboard, destroying city after city, destroyed Washington, D.C., burned down the White House. Next stop, Baltimore. As they came into the Chesapeake Bay, that armada of ships, warships, as far as the eye could see, it was looking grim. Fort McHenry, standing right there. General Armistead, who was in charge of Fort McHenry, had a large American flag commissioned to fly in front of the fort. The admiral in charge of the British fleet was offended. Said, take that flag down. You have until dusk to take that flag down. If you don't take it down, we will reduce you to ashes. There was a young amateur poet on board by the name of Francis Scott Key, sent by President Madison to try to obtain the release of an American physician who was being held captive. He overheard the British plans. They were not going to let him off the ship. He mourned as dusk approached. He mourned for his fledgling young nation. And as the sun fell, the bombardment started. Bombs bursting in air, missiles, so much debris. He strained trying to see, was the flag still there? Couldn't see a thing. All night long it continued. At the crack of dawn, he ran out to the banister. He looked, straining his eyes, but all he could see was dust and debris. And then there was a clearing. and he beheld the most beautiful sight he'd ever seen. The torn and tattered stars and stripes still waving. And many historians say that was the turning point in the War of 1812. We went on to win that war and to retain our freedom. And if you'd gone into the grounds of Fort McHenry that day, you would have seen at the base of that flag the bodies of soldiers who took turns propping up that flag. They would not let that flag go down because they believed in what that flag symbolized. And what did it symbolize? One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, and so that was obviously a little on the awkward side for Obama there. So, to anyone who's ever wondered why, I'm kind of a fan of Ben Carson, even though I wouldn't necessarily vote for him, until I saw more libertarian type leanings. Obviously, I like the guy, and if I had no choice. But to vote for him, if there genuinely wasn't a third party, a better third party option, you can see why I would, in that case, vote for him. And I'm pretty sure most of you can agree with that as well. But as far as it stands, unfortunately, I just can't bring myself to do it. If I'm going to call myself a libertarian and espouse the things that I believe in. One of them being the abolishment of the Federal Reserve. I'd also love to see a candidate that would talk more about, Monsanto and their fight and other companies' fights against the labeling of GMOs. All these obvious things that should be addressed and changed. I'd love to see more candidates talk about that. I haven't even seen Rand Paul talk about that myself, and if there's somebody else who has a clip of that available, or at least a link where I can go and check it out for myself and perhaps play it on air, that would be great. As you know now, if you're listening live, that you can instant message me here. You can give us a call. Again, that number to reach us live on air during the show is 754-444-0468. Again, it's 754-444-0468. You can reach the show live and be on air live with us to have a discussion, or again, you can just message us via the IM tab on the Spreaker website or your device. Again, if you're listening live. If you want to be able to listen live, you can just click follow and you get notifications whenever we go live. On that note, since we're on that topic, again, I'd like to thank all of our new listeners, all of our new followers. Again, we're over 500 and counting. We're picking up on average about 20-30 new followers a day. So that's huge, for us in this small operation that we have running here, and it's extremely humbling. And once again, I thank you guys so much. Again, especially a big shout out to all of our Canadian friends and our Swiss friends and New Zealand friends. They seem to be the biggest followers there, followed closely by Mexico and Brazil and Argentina and Pakistan as well, which I thought was really cool and interesting. So welcome and thank you to all of you guys. I think we're going to pretty much wrap up the show at that point. So once again, thank you guys so much for listening this evening, and be sure to tune in next week Sunday at 6:00 p.m. where it'll be myself and co-host, God willing, Joseph Werner, where we'll be discussing all things politics and all things New World Order and all things false left-right paradigm and all things revolution and the fight against the status quo that the show is all about. I know it's a little bit different, just trying out new things, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Any feedback that you have to give me in regards to what works, what doesn't work, what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show, really honestly, I'd like to hear more of that than anything else, what you don't like about the show. If there's something that you like about it, do you dig the show, there's a reason why you listen, a reason why you spread the word, whatever the case may be, great, awesome, I appreciate those things. You know what, don't worry about it, don't really need to hear about it. I'd rather hear about what you don't like the show, what you like, what you think you like changed, what you think different things would work better. I just want to hear back from you because I want this show to be as appealing to you and as many other people as possible. So definitely let us know. And also, if you just want to get back to us in regards to the subject matter itself and just to get in on the discussion, I definitely welcome that as well. And you can also join the website in order to be able to continue the discussion even when we're not on air, by joining the website in the members section or subscribing for free to get notifications every time there's new content added or whenever we go live on air, which can also happen if you follow. The website is www.talkfreedom.webs.com. Again, that's www.webs.com. And you can also follow us online on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Freedom Talk Now. That's facebook.com/Freedom Talk Now. And then also on Twitter @Talk Free Podcast. So the handle again on Twitter is @Talk Free Podcast. Go ahead and follow us there as well, and I will respond to every single message, comment, or whatever else may come along. You can also check out, I definitely recommend reading the articles on the website at talkfreedom.webs.com. Great stuff by Dr. Pamonte and Stephen Cruz, and more than anything else, I highly recommend checking out at least half of the documentaries that I have up there, and I will be adding more soon. And if you have any suggestions about documentaries that you may have come across that we haven't mentioned here on the show, please let me know. Send me an email. You can email me at rcancel41@gmail.com. Again, that's RCANCEL, the number 41 at gmail.com. Send links there. Or message us on the website, talkfreedom.webs.com, through Facebook, whatever. Just get in touch with us and let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Any ideas that you have for documentaries, news articles, whatever the case may be. We want this show to be as interactive as possible. That's why we have the website up as well, where you can join, because we're a community. We're a net community. We're all in this together. We don't have to physically touch or see each other in order to affect change. We're like-minded individuals who have technology at the tips of our fingers. Let's have a discussion. Even if you're not here in the country, I'm sure you're aware that the same things we're experiencing here, you might be experiencing in your own home, in your own lands, and with the reason, there's a reason for that, and that's because the New World Order. It's a new world order. It's not just about the United States, it's about the entire world, globalization and corporatization of the entire world. So we're all in this together. So even if you're in a different country, I'd love to hear from you and hear your ideas and experiences that you're going through in your own land, because it'll just kind of solidify the fact that this is something that's worldwide. And we have to do something worldwide in order to change it. Really quick, I'd like to thank our sponsors once again, Helios Micro Water, which you can find online at www.helioswatergroup5.webs.com. Again, it's www.helioswatergroup5.webs.com. Order your Helios Micro Water today. And also, we're sponsored by www.willpoweredfittraining.webs.com. Again, it's www.willpoweredfittraining.webs.com. You can find them online and set up your appointment to get fit and healthy today. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please continue to spread the word. And God bless each and every one of you. Be sure